Okay, out of the 4 graphs that you need to create, the first question that you made and surveyed had to have a number answer. And from that number answer, you're going to make the box and whisker plot. I mean, like, the type of answers that people give kind of determine what kind of graph you want to make, right? So for number 1, you're going to make a box and whisker plot. Let me just keep track of this. So this is going to be the first graph. For your second question, it's pretty much your choice. Now, here's what I'm going to highly recommend. I'm going to highly recommend you make a circle graph. Does anybody remember why I'm going to highly recommend you make a circle graph for question 2? So I'm looking for the slackers out of the group here, right? This is pretty much what I was all throughout school. I don't have a problem doing work, but I don't usually like doing extra work. Nobody remembers why you're supposed to make a circle graph for number 2? Oh. If you open up your survey that you created, and up on the top of your survey, there's 2 tabs. First tab is for like the questions. Second tab is for the results or the answers, or I forget how the phrasing is. I'm pretty sure it says results. Well, if you look at results tab, question number 2 is already made into a circle graph for you. So you guys can take a screenshot of your circle graph on question 2 in Google that is already created for you and have a fully correct circle graph already made. Now, if you don't want to use a circle graph, well, pick whatever else you want and then make it. There are little videos in that survey folder I showed you on how to make all the different things. The third graph that you're going to need to turn in is a histogram. So a histogram, if you don't remember, is basically a bar graph, except for underneath each bar isn't, it doesn't have to be like a range, okay? Each bar can represent a category or like a rating. So like most of you did is a rating scale from 1 to 5. Each bar stands for something. And then the fourth graph you're going to turn in is a misleading graph. Now, if you have options on this misleading graph. Number 1, it can be any type of graph. So, I mean, like, that's the first option. But the numbers you use to make your graph can come from one of your survey questions, and then you would just basically make the graph so that the information it shows is misleading. Or you can just totally make up some numbers to make your own misleading graph from something random, right? The idea here is that you're just making a misleading graph to show that you know what they are. And a misleading graph just means that the information shown is misleading, making you think it's saying something that it's not. So use your data to make a misleading graph, or if your data doesn't really work very good for it, make up your own numbers. Does somebody have a question on one of these 4? Like what you're supposed to do with them? So you can create them by hand. Oh, go for it, Logan. Okay. Did you put your question in that little, I don't forget what it's called, discussion thing? Yeah, great. So basically, if you've tried to get responses, haven't gotten responses, I'm okay if you just make some up. Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. I mean, like, the goal of this was to know how to set it up and things, and having other people respond to it was supposed to be the easy part, but if it's not, that's not something I need you to stress about. I'm hoping the rest of you guys have all gone through that discussion thread and answered everybody else's surveys by now. That was kind of part of what you're supposed to do. But for turning these in that survey folder near the bottom, I think it's written as a quiz or maybe an assignment or something like that. You're basically supposed to either make the graphs by hand or make them on the computer and then take a screenshot or a picture of them. I mean, like, screenshot's easier, but if you don't know how to do that, you can take a picture with your phone, whatever need be. You can create all of these graphs however you want, but you have to make sure to turn all 4 in. I'm giving you 10 points per graph, and this goes in the test category. These are summative points, okay? Each one of these is 10 summative points. And this is going to be a super easy way for you to increase your grade. And these are due by Thursday. Now, you're going to have plenty of time today to work on them. So that's why I put it in today. So the review doesn't take that long. So you'll have plenty of time to work on them today. And then there's a 10-point summative test. And if I could ever put test in quotes, I guess I would for this one. Because it's basically just some questions there that ask you about surveying. You need to take that by Friday. Take it. Don't worry about it. Basically, you guys should easily have 50 out of 50 for all of this. And that'll really help your grade out. If you are confused with any part of the steps for this, just send me a message. Or just ask me in person, and I'll try to help you out. But the graphs are due by Thursday, and I think you can get them done today. And then the test is due by Friday. But you can answer them and turn them all in as soon as you want. Okay, let's do the actual review together. We're gonna do some of the questions, I'll leave some of them blank for you to do on your own, but we'll kind of work on it together. Caroline has graciously volunteered to help us start off. She is our expert today. She's our ringer. Are you ready, Caroline? Oh, it doesn't sound enthusiastic, though. Okay, so we want to write 2 different ways for each one of these things. Would you like to do 1, 2, or 3? All right, sounds good. What's one way we can say this in words? Perfect. That's exactly what I would do too. Just as straightforward as you can get. Do you remember another way you can say subtraction? Okay, that's right. You have it in your notes probably though, right? Okay. One way is the difference of, and another way would be like h less than 19. No, yeah, it's okay that you don't know it off the top of your head. So my point though is make sure you guys have stuff in your notes because you're going to be able to use your notes on the test. So 19 minus h, we could say h less than 19. And we could say the difference of 19 and h. And no, we only have to write 2. Difference. Okay. Nice job, Caroline. Who do you want to choose to help us with number 4? Sophie? All right, Sophie. Sophie, you are now the class expert. On number 4, we need to translate the quotient of 4 and the sum of -3 and 5 into an algebraic expression. So algebraic expression just means we need to write it out with symbols and numbers instead of words. Do you think you got this, or do you want me to help you? Yeah. You shouldn't have said I don't know. Okay, that was perfect, actually. So the quotient means division. So I'll just write a big division symbol. And dividing has to divide two things. 4 and the sum of negative 3 and 5. So 4 goes on top. The sum of negative 3 and 5 is on the bottom. The sum means plus. That was an excellent job. That was actually a pretty tough one. That's why I picked 4. That was good. Okay, Sophie, who's going to help us with number 7? Ayla. All right, Ayla. Ayla, do you think you can... Do you have number 7? All right. Are you going to ace this one? And then if you want some help with any part of it, you certainly just ask. You don't sound very confident on that. Oh, you're just as bad as Sophie. You should not end with I don't know. Okay, no, this is great. This is perfect. So the $97 is we call it a constant number because it never changes. So 97 is just all on its own. So 97. $21 per hour. The word per means times. So this is literally saying $21 times the number of hours. And so you would add them together. The word and means plus. So very nice. Good. Very good. Ayla, can you choose, let's see, what one should we do next? We should do number 10, I guess. Who's going to help us with number 10? Olivia. Olivia, can you help me with number 10? Okay. What is this even like? What are we supposed to do here? These just got a bunch of letters. Okay, good. Nice. That's all there is to those. Good. And honestly, I think for most of you guys, I know you sound really unsure of yourself when you're answering, but I think for most of you, this test should go pretty good. This would be a really good start for the trimester grade. Huh? Don't forget, you can use your notes, you can use your calculators, you can use everything we've done. Olivia, can you pick the next person for me? And let's go out of our comfort zone and pick a boy. Because so far it's been girl, 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 girl. Caleb? Caleb, we've got a bunch of roots up here. Is there one in particular you want to do? 12 through 15. I'll let you pick 12 through 15, one of those. 15, good choice, good choice. So this is asking you for cube root of 64, which on this can't remember what we typed this on, but it didn't let you type correctly or nicely. So do you remember how to do cube root on the calculator? You're just saying the answer is 4. Did you know that one, or did you type it in? You just knew it? Great. All right. Nice. I mean, that's correct. If anybody else needs a refresher on how to find this answer, what you have to do is you have to go to the Math button. The Math button is on the left-hand side of your graphing calculator. And then one of the choices says cube root, and then something like this. I forget the way the symbol is drawn. And then you would type in cube root of 64 and get an answer of 4. But yes, that's good. Honestly, all I really wanted to make sure you guys did was practiced using the calculator over here. Okay, Caleb, who are you going to get to help us with, I don't know, 16? I don't know which one's harder, 16 or 17. Who are we picking? Jack? All right, Jack. Jack, 16 or 17, your choice. 17? All right. Can you remind me what to do for order of operations? Yeah, and so it's kind of like a 4-step process, where multiply and divide is 1 step, add, subtract is another step. Good. This one kind of has parentheses, but there's nothing to do in the parentheses. So then we would move to our next step, and there's no exponents. And then we would move to multiply, divide, add, subtract. So left to right, we do multiply and divide. So what's the first thing I do? So what is that? Yeah, yep. And then there's a multiply over here. Do you remember what 11 times 3 is? Yep, good. And then add, subtract is the only thing left. We go left to right. 10 minus 5. 5 plus 33 would be 38. Very good. Very good. Jack, I need somebody to help me with 22. Garrett? All right, Garrett. You're our pro. How do I do 22? Do you remember what the number in front of parentheses means to do? Oh, I don't. You're correct. You don't need to know the name of the property. What are we supposed to do with it, though? Perfect. Take 5 times 3x, and then minus 5 times 2, and then the 6x was not part of the parentheses. Okay, and then Garrett, do you remember what to do on the next step? Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Done. And then, let's see, who hasn't gone? Austin hasn't gone. And Logan, no, wait, did you call Logan? Did I call you first? I feel like I did. Oh, that was it. Okay. So Austin, you can help me with 23. Just let's do 1 point. Like, I don't care. What's point D? Perfect. So 3 to the right, 2 down. And then on the test, it'll have an actual graph for you guys too. Good. And then, so Logan, last one. Where do I put point E? Good. Oh yeah, it doesn't say label the quadrants. I didn't even notice that. But you're correct. That's where point E is. 0, -4 is 0's in the middle, 4 down. Okay. I'll end the recording here because that's basically what your test is going to be like.